In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the president, Social Security, and massive changes to the program. That's the focus of this video. Let's get into it and discuss what's going on. First off, thank you so much for liking and sharing this video with those buttons right down below. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well with the subscribe button right down below. Again, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And again, we've got to stick together right now. It is such a weird time that we've been living through for the last couple of years, and realistically, for the rest of this year and for the next couple of years, I know you might not want to hear it, but it's going to be continuously very weird with a lot of things that are happening here. It's a very odd time. Things have changed, right? Like they've been saying for the last couple of years here, the new normal. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the new normal. Not sure if I love it or not. I don't know about you. I'd love to hear your feedback down below. But anyway, I'm here for every single day. Again, please subscribe, share the video, like the video, and let's talk about the president, Social Security, and again, massive changes to the program. What is going on here? Okay, I want to come back in this video right here and talk about the details of this because I see this out there all the time, and I'm guessing I'm not the only one, especially considering the time of year we are right now, leading up to November. A lot of different ads coming out, different radio ads, TV ads. I mean, literally everywhere. It doesn't matter where you look. You see all these different ads coming out and all these different big claims that are being made. I want to clarify that for you really quickly in this video. First off, let me ask you a trivia question. Who loves a trivia question, right? Or maybe I should just call it a pop quiz. Who loves these? I'm going to say this much. I don't. Not a fan. But I'll just throw it out there anyway really quickly. By the way, you don't need to answer this. I'm just going to throw it out there. Can the president single-handedly change Social Security? That's the trivia question, the pop quiz. What do you think? I'll give you a second to answer. The answer is no. President has nothing to do with Social Security whatsoever, okay? Now again, I want to clarify this because I continue to read all of these articles, I see the headlines, I see these meatheads coming out talking about all this stuff and saying, oh my, I'm going to do this and that to Social Security and I'm going to do all these different things, okay? Let me clarify really quickly here, okay? When it comes down to Social Security changes, Social Security reform, anything that has to be done to Social Security, can the president do that all on his own? No, absolutely not. It cannot be done. Legally cannot be done, okay? So any of these claims, any of these headlines, any of these ads, any of these things that come out suggesting that the president is going to save your Social Security and do all this stuff to it, okay, that's a good statement, and don't get me wrong, the president does have some influence on Social Security, but can it be changed by the president alone? No, it cannot, okay? Here's what I want to replace it with. Anytime that we hear the president or somebody or anybody like this come out and say that they're going to do this or that to Social Security, what we really need to say is, I'm going to advise lawmakers to do this or that to Social Security through legislation and bring it to my desk. That's literally what they should be saying, okay? So, and again, I want to make it very clear. I don't care who the president is, whether it's currently or future, anybody like this, no president at all is going to do anything to Social Security anytime soon, okay? I'm just saying that, okay? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a fool by saying that, but I don't foresee any big changes to Social Security anytime soon. At all. I don't care who it is. I don't care who we're talking about. Okay, I'm not taking political sides whatsoever. I'm just simply saying I don't care who it is. Nothing, whether good or bad, will be happening to Social Security anytime soon. But my point is this much, okay? Anytime that we hear anything being said about changes to Social Security, it should not be put on the shoulders of or credit given to any president. Again, I don't care who it is. Why? It's on lawmakers. Lawmakers are the one, okay? This is the big group of a few hundred people that make up the House of Representatives and the Senate. These few hundred people are the ones that make all the calls. The president just has the final signature, the final say on it to be done or not. That's it, okay? Think of it this way. I know it can be a little bit confusing to think of it that way. Think of it this way. Think of a huge corporation, or it could be small. It doesn't matter. Big, medium, small corporation. Who runs the show? The CEOs. Who else helps run the show? The executives, right? The executive, not necessarily the CEO, but maybe like the CFO, the COO, the CIO, right? Things like this, right? A bunch of different people out there that help run the corporation or the operations with the CEO, right? The people at the top. My point is, who is below that? the managers, the employees, all the people that make up the foundation, or basically the organization, right? So my point is, that's kind of like the lawmakers in this situation. The person at the top has the final say. The person at the top maybe has some influence on all the people below to say, here's what I want done. Can you get this done for me? That's what it comes down to. Same situation here with the president and lawmakers. Lawmakers are really the ones who do it. Lawmakers. So if we want to look at any potential changes, whether good or bad or indifferent, if we want to look at any potential changes to Social Security, what we should be doing is watching lawmakers. They're the ones who do it, right? They're the ones who write the legislation. They're the ones who vote on it. They're the ones who sit there and adjust all these amendments. They're the ones who negotiate the details of it. They're the ones who put in the time. I know I'm giving some credit to lawmakers here. I know it's super weird to me, right? Not a whole lot of credit is ever to be given for the most part, but they're the ones who do all the grunt work. They're the ones who do all the work to get it done. They're the ones who pass it through the chambers, the House and the Senate. And then what do? They package it all nicely together. They push it onto the president's desk. Does the president sign it? Sometimes. Does the president read the legislation before he signs it? I would say this much. No. Like never, right? Like never. Why? The president is advised by the leaders of Congress, whoever. The president is advised by their team to say, what is in this piece of legislation I'm about to sign? They say, here's my, 30-second brief of whatever's in this piece of legislation. They literally brief the president of what is in it. I mean, maybe in some very rare instances, they actually do read the legislation. I would say very, very, very rare, if ever, they do that. They're mostly just briefed on what is in it. The talking points, the headlines, the important stuff, and then they say, sure, I'm good. I'm good with that. Let's sign it. And they sign it, right? That's all it comes down to. So my point is, anything that we hear about, this president's going to do this president's going to do that. Okay, fine. They can say anything they want, but really what it comes down to is lawmakers. What we really need to be watching is the lawmakers. If you hear a lawmaker come out and say, we are going to do this to Social Security, that's when you should be listening, okay? Don't listen to the president. The president has nothing to do with Social Security other than maybe having a little bit of influence on the little lawmakers below that person. That's it. Does that kind of make sense? Okay, so I want to come back and clarify this really quickly because I continue to see this so often that all these statements, it's just like, you've got to be kidding me. Do you not realize the abilities that a president has, right? And again, when I say that, I mean the claims out of these people that say I'm going to do this and that to Social Security. It doesn't matter what you say. I could say the same thing. I could say, I'm going to be president someday and I'm going to boost benefits by $5,000 a month. I can say that. Why? Because I can say anything I want. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what I say. It's the lawmakers. If I were president right now, I could say anything I want about Social Security. It doesn't matter. I could say I'm going to raise benefits by $1 billion a day for every beneficiary. Who cares? It's a big statement. It's not happening, right? I could say anything I want. Same thing goes now. The president can say anything he wants about Social Security. But it's just a good talking point. That's literally it, right? What it really should be down to is lawmakers are currently working on XYZ. I have advised lawmakers to do XYZ to Social Security. They are currently working on it, or they're currently doing nothing, and they're going to bring it to my desk, and I'm going to sign it into law, okay? Here is where I believe Social Security should get some changes. Here are the necessary changes and reform that I believe Social Security needs. Things like this. This would be much more accurate to say these types of statements versus just, I am not going to let Social Security do this. I am going to do this to Social Security. I'm sorry, you're not going to do crap to Social Security. It's the lawmakers that are going to. You're just going to slap a little signature on it, and that's going to be called a day. That's it, right? So, does this all make sense a little bit? Okay. I was out in a live stream recently, and I was kind of talking about this, and I said, you know what? In that live stream, I was like, I should make a dedicated video about this because there's so much confusion about all of this, executive orders, and the president's going to do this and that. The president's not going to do anything. President can't sign an executive order on Social Security. It cannot be done. Must go through Congress to get this done. Make sense? So anyway, I think that's kind of makes it pretty clear, right? If not, let me know down below in the comment section. I can certainly come back and elaborate on this further in another video. Whatever you need, just let me know. But wanted to clarify that really quickly. By the way, did you notice I didn't say any names? I'm not here to point out anybody in particular. I don't really care. My point is, I'm just want to make it very clear what the president can and cannot do to Social Security, if that makes sense, right? There's a lot of concerns that Social Security is going away, it's going to be cut, all these different things. It's not. Nothing. It's not being cut. It's not going away. Your checks are not going down. If anything, what I would be concerned about if you're a beneficiary is what are these people going to do to inflation, okay? Social Security is not going to get cut, but guess what will be cut? The purchasing power of the dollar. That's a bigger deal than your benefits being cut, because here's the thing. Inflation is an indirect cut to your benefit. How? They're depleting the purchasing power of the dollar. By inflation, your money's becoming worth less and less and less every single month. So, yep, your benefits aren't being cut, but guess what they're also doing? They're not buying you nearly what they did a few years ago because they keep printing tons of money and they keep spending way too much money, causing way too much inflation. That's a cut to your benefit. It's called inflation. Does that make sense? So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, enough out of me, I promise this time. All right, please subscribe down below, like the video, share the video, check out the other videos here on the channel, the thousands in the video library, the ones I've hand selected for you down below in the description at the top of the comment section. Right now, pop on up on your screen, you'll see some videos there as well. Enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Have a good one, and I'll catch you again later in the next rant and whatever else I happen to say in that one.